Hello everybody, welcome back today to my channel. Today's video is very exciting because something very special came today. Are you ready? I got Copic markers. I've been so excited for these. I ordered them around a week or so ago and they finally came, and I'm so excited for these markers. I've wanted these Copic markers for so long, but I didn't want to spend so much money in markers. I just thought that I should probably wait, and I've waited for about a year or so, and I finally got them today, and I'm so excited to share these with you guys. So I got the Copic Chows. I got the 24 colors. This is the set, and all of these lovely colors in it. As well as that, since I also got a colorless blender, it does not come in the pack. I just got it separately. So yeah, oops. So I'm super excited to test these out. So I got the Copic Chows just because they were cheaper than Copic Sketch, and I know that they do have less ink in them compared to Copic Sketch, but I just didn't want to spend so much money on something, and I'm not too sure if I'm gonna continue with these. So here's the markers. So the marker has the chisel nib, the medium broad nib, and then it has the brush nib. And I'm super excited to use this brush nib because every single YouTube video I've watched ever, everyone loves the brush nib. So I'm excited for that. Super excited. So I was very impatient, and I was so excited as soon as I opened them in the mail. I did do some color swatching, which is right over here. I did some color swatching. So these are all of the colors that they come in the pack. So these are the wonderful colors. So I wanted to share this with you guys. So this has all of the colors in this pack. Of course, the colorless blender does not have a color, so we're gonna pretty excited to try these out. I'm not using the Copic paper. I'm using the Canton mixed media paper, and it doesn't bleed much. It does go a little bit to the back side, but if you put another piece of computer paper, it just works out fine. I'm going to set these aside and let's work on an illustration now. Alright, for my illustration, I decided to draw a succulent. So I went ahead and I sketched it out using my pencil. The reason why I decided to draw a succulent was because I wanted to draw something in which I could test out as many markers as I could. So I went online and I searched up a photo of a succulent, and I found one which used a lot of colors, so I decided to choose that one. One thing that I would do differently if I were to do this again would be to sketch on a separate piece of paper and then use a light box to transfer onto my nice paper. This way I wouldn't have had pencil marks even after I erased it. I tend to press really hard when I draw, so I always end up having pencil marks at the end. So with Copic markers, you cannot use a regular ballpoint pen to do the liner. It bleeds a lot and it just doesn't work. So generally people use a Copic multiliner, but I dug through all of my pens and I tested out different ones, and I found this random pen that I have. I have no idea where this pen is from, but this pen tends to work really well with Copic markers. So I would suggest to try different pens just to see that which ones work. You might already have some that work really well with Copic markers. Now I use my color swatch as a guide to pick up my colors. So these are all the colors I used. I used YG03, YG06, R29, BG23, B00, RV02, BV00, BV02, and lastly BG09. And of course my colorless blender. So I just played around with all of the colors just to get them to blend. I added one color on and then the other, and I just blended them together. There was I wasn't really using a certain technique for this. I just went with this. I use a brush nib mostly just because I like the feel of it more than the chisel nib, like most people. And I really loved the brush nib. It blends really well. And all these markers will blend really well, and I was really pleased with the outcome at the end. I would definitely suggest these markers. For the colors like R29, which are really dark, I just used my colorless blender and I just tapped the nibs together just to get a lighter color, and that works really well. Now moving on to the pot, I decided to use these colors: E00, E21, E37, and E29. Now blending colors like E00 and E21 was pretty easy just because they are very similar in color. But blending colors like E37 with them was kind of difficult just because they are very dark. The tone is very dark, so I had to do lots of blending and lots of playing around with it, but at the end I got it and it helped a lot. Even though they are not very similar colors, I still got a pretty nice blend at the end. And I used the E29, which is burnt umber, for the soil. Now lastly, it was time to create the shadow. I decided to use C-3 for that, and my colorless blender. And it looks very purpley on camera, but it was much more gray in real life. Anyways, that's my illustration for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!